What's up, Amelia?
Hey Primo, what's going on?
I'm chilling.
Yes, the Monday. How's your Monday? Monday's Monday. I'm
Monday's
assuming.
Monday, you ease into the week. That's what I'd like to think. So
Yes.
close out my day with a little nominations committee and you know, go back to
Call
the
it a day. True, true indeed. Good
that's the
evening, Janelle. Good evening, Mr. Almanor.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
thing, Nicholas.
Hey, how you doing, Primo?
I'm good. I am good. Um
Gonna go away for this weekend? I know you've been working real hard, guy.
I'm gonna stay here for this weekend. That's gonna be my vacation to myself is don't try to do a vacation because it's too hard. So I'm gonna chill in New York and take it easy and enjoy the extra day off. How about you? You traveling? Yeah, so Mia, what's the situation with is this an open meeting?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, once everyone gets in, we'll be live streaming. I'm not live streaming now, though.
All right. Is Fred joining?
I don't think so.
Okay. I don't know what the decorum is on naming who has named themselves, but I guess we're gonna have to do that.
Yeah, I don't think it's a big deal. It can be discussed.
Yeah. There's really no other way to go about it, I think. We have folks for every position, which is good. We just have some competitive areas as well. Only one though.
Should I send out another reminder for Omari,
Sorry about
John?
that. I was muted. Primo.
No
I had
worries.
to answer a phone call. Okay. While I'm on my phone. Yeah. Uh,
Yes.
so basically today you're just gonna confirm all the people running in so we could do the ballot?
Yeah, this is just a meeting of the committee to run through what the outcomes of our phone calls were and our emails as well. And then we'll also just talk about what the balloting process looks like,
Okay.
which I don't think we have too much clarity on right now. But yeah, we'll run through all of the various positions and who has named themselves as running as candidates for those positions. And then we'll just talk a little bit through kind of what the actual voting process looks like.
Sound great. I want to mute myself because I want to jump into the board president hearing. So I
Yeah,
just
go for
listen.
it.
Okay. All right. Okay.
All right, catch you later.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mia, if nobody gets back to us, me and Janelle can me and Janelle can manage this. The work is already done.
I just want to send another reminder notice so that everyone, is aware.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys confirmed for six last time, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, you sent out the calendar appointment, so
Yeah.
folks
Gotcha.
accept it.
Let me go check that. Let me see who. Yeah. No replies.
No replies. Okay, perfect. All right. I don't really want to wait for folks tonight. So let's just get started. Can we do this without a quorum, Mia? I mean, it's not even an official meeting.
It is an official meeting, but essentially you don't need quorum because there aren't any voting items. You're just literally reporting the results of your committee work.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
And since you have access to a centralized sheets, it's not like you need the other members to report. Essentially, they would just be reading from the sheet.
Yep. All right, cool.
I'm gonna start live streaming.
Stream away. Janelle, I may have you kick us off to just talk through your portion of the spreadsheet, and then we'll go from there.
Sure. Do you want to just jump in right now?
Yeah, so I guess for those of you who are watching, what we're gonna, oh, there we go. Thanks, Mia. For those of you who are joining us virtually, welcome to the Nominations Committee second meeting. Our first meeting was to determine a process for outreach, just so that everybody knows. What we did was we sent an email to the entire board. We then gave ourselves a week to make phone calls to each member of the board. Folks responded both via phone call and via email to the call for nominations to self-nominate into one of 7 positions. Those positions are chairperson, first vice chairperson, second vice chairperson, executive secretary, treasurer, and 2 member-at-large positions. And so what we're going to do today is just talk through the outcomes of our outreach. And so we're going to have Janelle, Basil, Charles kick us off and talk a little bit about her first 10 folks. So Janelle, I just want to go through the sheet and talk about each person just to confirm what the response of our outreach was. So maybe you can just kick us off at Maria Acosta.
Sure. So I called and emailed Maria Acosta. Unfortunately, I was not able to get through to her. So I do not have an answer in terms of, like, I guess if she would want to run for like whatever office.
Makes sense. Also a first year is my understanding. So she would be able to run anyway.
That is good to know. And then also too, Kyrie, I was not able to get in touch with Kyrie. I called and emailed as well too. So yeah, unfortunately, I think that with my bunch, I wasn't able to fortunately get
I'm
through.
sorry, excuse me. Somebody wants to get in contact with you.
Felice,
Hi.
you're not on. Oh, we're talking through. Are you asking us a question? Yep. We are just going.
I got in late. I apologize.
No worries. We're going through the spreadsheet and going each person by person just to make sure that we didn't miss anything. So we're just starting at the top, and we're only now just coming to Nicholas Almanor. We just said that for Maria Acosta and Kyrie Aline, we didn't get any responsiveness to outreach.
Oh, Kyrie wants to run, I understand.
Kyrie's got to respond.
I don't know who what. Okay.
Yeah, I would encourage Kyrie, if you have a relationship with him, to respond to an email.
Okay, I'll tell him.
All right.
Thank you.
Sure thing. Okay, Janelle, back to you. Nicholas Almanor, who's here.
Okay, great. So Nicholas Almanor, Primo, I see you noted that he responded to the mass email, and he has interest in running for member at large. Moving on to Fred Baptiste. He will be running again for chair. And then obviously myself, because I am in my first year, I'm not eligible to run. So we're just going to skip over me. Yakov Behrman. So I wasn't able to get through to Yakov, so I have no response from him. And then the same thing with Warren. I wasn't able to get through to Warren, but I see there's a note here. You were able to speak to him?
Yes, spoke with Warren, and Warren is not going to be running again.
Okay. Moving on to Alethea Best. I was not able to get through to her as well. Augustine Blackwell was not able to get through this individual as well too. And then on the last person on my list, which is Celeste Chase, I called an email but was not able to get through to her as well too.
Okay, thank you, Janelle. Appreciate you making all the phone calls and doing all the outreach. We got you've got 2 candidates from your pool of folks, which is cool. And everybody else, we have done outreach. I'll go next, since just following the spreadsheet, my section reached out to Suki Chong. We had a conversation. Just so you know, Mia, also her email's been bouncing back a little bit. And when I spoke to her, she acknowledged that it was just because that's something that she's getting figured out at the moment. We have the right contact information. The emails are just bouncing back. Spoke to Suki. She said she was considering it. She said that she'd give me a call back. I never kind of heard back from her after we got off the phone. So for now, she's not running for any positions. Max Cohen is new to the board. We spoke. He's very excited about his membership on the board, but as this is his first year, he will not be eligible nor running for a position. Also spoke with Eve Shavi Cohen and also her first year, so will not be running. A lot of people, by the way, Mia, who are first year, wanted to know more about when committee membership will be happening. So we might want to speak to that at the next general board meeting. Sol is going to be chairing a committee, and so spoke with her. She'll be, chairing the Youth Services Committee again. I think is pretty committed to doing that, not interested in running for a position. Jamie Eckstein didn't have contact information for a phone number, but sent an email and didn't get a response. As you know, some of the phone numbers were mixed up on the list that Brooklyn Borough Hall gave us, and so I'll take another crack at Jamie maybe tonight, actually, because, well, the number was wrong the first time. It was probably right the second time. Then Candace Edwards, similar challenge, but Candace is in her first year, so it's not a person to be able to reach. I mean, she is not eligible to run. Bishop Hamilton Gonzalez reached out to, didn't get an answer on the phone. Rod Herbert, I spoke with in his first year, but very excited to be running in the future. Certainly plans on running for a position next year. And then Yosef and Ronisha were not able to reach. So that is my list. Omari, did you want to go next and just tell us about your list?
Sure. So I didn't get to call my folks. I apologize for dropping the ball on that, but I reached out via email and I'm planning to follow up via calls this evening. So that's my section.
Okay, sounds good. Let me know if you need support with the calls tonight. I have a little bit of free time once we get off this meeting. And then I will.
So it's Felice. So like to be, can I be next?
You can be next. We were going in order of the spreadsheet, but you can be next. And I'm
sure.
sure
I'm
John...
sorry. Then I want to just go in order. Then I don't want to.
Okay.
Order.
All right. No worries.
Okay.
John, you're up next.
Yep. Okay. So I emailed everyone on my list on 5/15 to see if I could pique some interest. I think the only person who responded to the email was Milford Pruitt. But then I followed up with some phone calls. Pat said she's not interested. Pat Moses. I left a message for the number for Beverly Newsom. I couldn't leave a message because the mailbox was full. The number that I dialed for Ethan didn't go through. Actually, no, Ethan did get back to me. He's new to the board, so he can't run. He's still in that year honeymoon period. Paul, I left a message for. For some reason, I had Yakov Pearson on my list as well, but this was actually Mina's number. So I entered into Omari's field that I spoke to her. She was going to respond to your email, Primo. I'm not sure if she got back to you.
Who is that?
Our current treasurer, our interim treasurer.
Yes, Mina.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mina, yes, confirmed that she is running, correct?
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
So yeah, she told me she was she said she was interested and she was gonna reach out to you. So, or reply to the email. So that's one
Yep.
yes from my list. So Milford, I did speak to. He's not able to run. Vanessa, left a message for, haven't heard back from them. Unella, similar situation. I did speak to Dexter. He has no interest in running. And Felice, you and I just emailed each other. And I think we're both in the similar situation that we've only been on the board for in our first year, so we can't run.
Oh, Felice, I didn't know you were in your first year, but you're next. So why don't you go, Felice?
Or maybe I got that wrong.
No idea. I mean, Felice has been around for a while, but
Okay.
Mia, you're on mute.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, Felice, you've been here full time.
Right.
Okay, sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No worries.
All right, Felice, do you want to talk us through
Oh,
your?
so I'm up.
Yep.
Yes, so I am running. I'm running for the second vice chair seat. Rosenberg, he's new.
Mm-hmm.
He's okay. Then you have Diane, Sapp? I hope I'm saying this name correctly. Doienne.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't want to run. Well, actually, I left an email because I left I left a message, and I also did an email. For Omar Scott, I left a message and I did an email. For Debbie Timothy, I left a message and I also sent an email. For Tawana, I hope I'm saying her name right, Twyla Ward, I left a message and sent an email. For Linda Watson, she's running for secretary.
Mm-hmm.
For Teresa Westendal, I hope I'm saying her name correctly, WesterdalAhl, she doesn't want to run. Okay. John Wolfram, I left a message, and let me spell his last name, D-O-E.
It's actually W-O-E. I'm right here.
Right, W, okay, there you are. Okay,
Yep.
How do you pronounce your last name, please?
Wolfling.
Wolfling, thank you.
Yep. And I'm in my first year, so I can't run, so.
Okay. All right. Okay, Wesley. Lorraine Wesley, I left a message and sent her an email. And Samuel ZFA TMAN. He's new.
Yeah, first year, right?
Yeah. That's the list.
That's the list. So for me, I see only one issue, which is I have Benjamin Rosenberger. Felice, that's your first person. They're marked as yes for wanting to run for member at large on the spreadsheet. Is that just an error?
Okay, wait a minute. What name is this?
Row 43, Benjamin Rosenberger.
Row 43, yes, he's new.
Yeah, he is new, but I saw yes on the spreadsheet, so I wasn't sure. That might have just been an error.
Yeah.
Okay, let me delete that one. Okay. All right, so what that gives us so far is, and I'll just talk through Omari's really quick because he has 3 people who responded. So myself, I will be running this time for first vice chairperson. And then after that, we have Mina, who's running for treasurer. And then we also have Francisco Leopold, who is interested in running again for second vice chairperson. So our list so far is Fred Baptiste is the current nominee for self-nominated for chairperson. We have me as the only person who's self-nominated so far for first vice chairperson. We have 2 candidates for second vice chairperson, which is Francisco Leopold and Felice Robertson. For executive secretary, we have one candidate, which is Linda Watson Lord. For treasurer, we have one candidate, which is Mina Lagute. And then for member at large, we currently only have one candidate, which is Nicholas Almanor. And so that's a great outcome from the first round. We have almost all of the positions covered. We're just looking for one additional member at large, which I'm pretty sure we'll be able to sort out on the 23rd. And I may make 1 or 2 phone calls to folks on this list who I think are probably ready to step up. They just need a nudge. So that's basically it. Thank you to everybody for making phone calls, for sending emails. This is going to be a good kind of success to be able to name back to the larger board on the 23rd. I don't think that we're missing anybody on this list. I am sorry about the phone number snafu. Unfortunately, we got what we got from Brooklyn Borough Hall, and there's nothing we can do to control that. But Mia, for the board office, I think we might want to do an audit of this contact list because it still feels pretty mixed up. Even though an edit was done the second time, it was better, but it wasn't perfect. We were still missing some phone numbers. So, oh, and then I had a call with, I believe, Jamie, maybe it was Jamie Eckstein that I spoke to, and Jamie, oh yeah, it's just Aaron Mazursky is the other person that I just wasn't able. Omari has Aaron Mazursky. Omari, I may take Aaron Mazursky from your list because I owe her a phone call, if that's cool with you.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Okay, let me take Maz. Just gonna put a color on it. Okay. All right. So that's the process. I appreciate everyone's efforts here, and special shout out to Janelle for putting together a spreadsheet for us. Thanks for putting your skills to use. And then the last piece I think that we really have to talk about is just kind of like next steps and what the process looks like from here. So, you know, we had an executive committee meeting last week on Thursday, Tuesday, something like that, where folks expressed, you know, I gave a report from the nominations committee essentially, and we got a little bit of feedback around process, which didn't mean that we did anything wrong. It's just kind of looking ahead process. So the request as it stands is that basically we go through the meeting on the 23rd, which is tomorrow. We name this, we ask for nominations from the floor if anybody would like to self-nominate. And then we give folks a week turnaround. So we ask them for next Tuesday to provide us with bios. And then once we have those bios, end of day Tuesday, we send out an email with the bio information for all the nominees so that there's 3 weeks for people to review these bios, which sounds a little bit lengthy to me. I think if the nominations committee has any opinions on this, if 1 week turnaround is too short, you know, speak now or forever hold your peace. I'm happy to meet somewhere in the middle. We could do 2 weeks and 2 weeks. But seeing as we have this request, we could just meet it to be friendly.
I have a question.
Interested to know, was the request made by the exec committee?
By a member of the exec committee.
Understood.
Mm-hmm.
I have a suspicion that some of you know who that person is just based upon prior personalities, but okay.
Oh yeah, no, I mean we can say the thing. I mean, that's an open meeting too. So that came from what is his name? Felice, you said he wanted to run for something.
I believe that would be Kyrie, right?
It was Kyrie.
Gotcha.
So yes, Kyrie expressed that would be helpful. And Kyrie also ran the nominations committee, I believe, the last time around. So a little bit more weight to that opinion, I suppose, than some random member. Felice, you were going to say something?
Okay. So my question is, are we submitting a resume or are we submitting, like you said, a bio of yourself to state your community services you know, which way are we going? Do you know?
Yeah, at this point, what we decided on is offering 3 options for folks. So you can provide either or, so a bio or a resume or a LinkedIn link, or all 3 should you choose. So yeah, we're giving people the option to interact with whichever modality is easiest for them.
And then we're sending our bio to the community board, and they will disperse it. Is that how it goes?
To the nominations committee. So
okay, to us. And
yeah, just send it to me, I guess. I'll since I'm the chair, I'll send out that email to the rest of the board. So if you send it my way, I'll make sure that it all gets compiled into one email.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure thing. Any problems with timeline? The week?
We happen to have 2 people on this committee that are going to be running. So does the week turnaround work with both of you? If not, then I think we can reconsider it. But I think giving people more time to review the qualifications is better.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, considering that we only have whatever this is, 7 or 8 people running right now. Yeah, I have a bio, I have a resume, kind of stock language that I can easily,
3 people. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we have 3. That's right. Nicholas is here. Yep. So I'm fine with the week turnaround. You know, I have a weekend to complete it, so no problem there. Yeah. All right. So we'll do that, and we'll be irreproachable at that point. And then the election process itself is just kind of the last thing for us to talk about. And so just so everybody here knows, and just so you aren't caught off guard, there are folks raising the question around the bylaws, which state that it must be done via paper ballot with a signature. And living in this Zoom universe, we haven't done paper ballots in 3 years, probably since 2019. And so what we have done has been use Google Forms in the past, which seems perfectly fine and has an electronic signature, if you will, easily tabulates on its own. I think that there is a technology concern for some folks who are board members and call in rather than use a computer to enter Zoom. But we've always managed to manage it in the past, usually by just calling folks and filling it out for them or alongside them. And the board office is always supported with that. So not something that you need to expect the nominations committee to do. The board office is also going to be the one who, yeah, so that's real, Mia. Yeah. Dante and you.
Yeah, I think that should be something that should be highlighted tomorrow. If there's a preference, someone like a phone call placed to them in real time during a board meeting, that should be something that you say tomorrow and not next board meeting. I think that we're just going to send out another Google form ahead of time and have the board confirm best contact. So that is all in place heading into election.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, you know, there's always 1 or 2 folks.
Oh, hey, you know,
not technologically savvy on a Google form.
Well, I don't know if you want to do it this way. As a union member, I used to sit on the election committee as well, and you know, you would not know who voted for who, you know, out of, to make sure that there is no friction, you know. I don't know if you want to do it that way.
Oh, no, it has to be, it's a matter of public record. The vote has to stand.
Okay, all right.
And we need to account for it.
Okay, I just, you know, but I was from, yeah, all right, it's different. That's good.
Yeah, I guess it's a community board thing. It's got to be a public record. So that will, yeah, all of our ballots will be tallied. That is, there's one exception to this where there's a possibility that we have to do paper ballots, which is if Brooklyn Borough Hall tells us in June, all meetings are going back to in person, right? So they basically
right.
Month over month allowing for virtual meetings to happen. I'd be very surprised just from any administrative perspective if they were to disrupt things a month before the process actually kicks off and tell everybody you have to go back in person. But I think you can probably also tell why there are certain people who want to go back to in-person meetings. They provide a different platform for engaging. Being heard. Those are the words. And so folks are not happy with not being heard at the moment, and they're trying to push for elections to go back in person so that they can be heard in person. So that's basically it. I would say personally, I think it's like 95 to 99% odds we're doing electronic ballots again this year. And we'll see what the outcomes are from self-nominations. I think, we'll probably have Kyrie self-nominate based on the floor, or nomination from the floor, based on what you shared with us, Felice. So maybe he'll fill out that second member at large position. And I'm going to make a few phone calls tonight too. And it sounds like Omari's making some phone calls as well. So we'll see if we're able to fill that last member at large position. And, obviously anybody's open to run for anything.
So let me ask a question that may not be appropriate for this committee. I've seen Fred behave professionally, and I think he's qualified for this position. But I've seen some people outright attack him. Mm-hmm. Should we be anticipating that? Is there anything we should be doing as a committee? I mean, the votes will fall how they fall, but I don't know. Is this something that we should be prepared to guide through the process?
I mean, if
de-escalate, yes.
Yeah, de-escalate. Yeah, I think what we can do is be prepared for that, and I'm happy to take that mantle on myself as the chairperson of this committee. But I think that, just to share some historical information, about 95% of the voices that are anti-Fred are coming from outside of the actual community board. And so, take that as you will.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, I've always seen elections, I've never seen an election run in a kind of unprofessional manner. Folks are usually there to engage and to vote and to elect the next iteration of our board's executive committee. And I think that we have here some new folks who are coming in, which is really exciting. And we have some returning folks coming back, which is kind of that perfect mix of stability and new learning. And so I have no big concerns at this point and very few small concerns at this point. I would like to get that second member at large position filled before we get to the 23rd. But if we don't, it's okay. What we can do is we can ask folks to nominate in the meeting. So that's what we'll do. There are a lot of new people added to the board this year, probably in the ballpark of 20. I haven't done the math, but it means that our cohort of folks who can actually be eligible to run for a position this time around is considerably smaller. But this is a great process for talking to those new folks as well. And so I talked to a lot of folks that were just really grateful to be receiving a call, period. All right. You tell me, Mia, is there anything left on the agenda for us to discuss tonight?
No, you guys should be good to go. And also you can remind people that during the election, there is an option to write in candidates.
Good reminder. Thank you. Mia for president, right?
Yikes.
Yeah, I would vote for her.
Me too. Nicholas Almanor ready to do it also. You down for Mia for prez, Nicholas?
Oh, absolutely. He knows that too.
She does. She's more popular than she'd like to admit.
Yep.
Well, y'all, I guess we'll call for adjournment and look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Once again, I thank you for your efforts and for all of your work. And Omari, just give me a shout if you need anything tonight.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Sounds good, y'all. See you tomorrow.
Okay.
All right, everyone. Have a good evening.
Good evening. Take care, everyone.
Okay, bye.
Primo, let me know if you need anything. Good night, guys.